Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get into today's video, Huawei App Gallery have a new campaign. Yes, running from now, the 20th of the 1st until the 31st of the 1st. So you don't have long, you've got about a week. You can get 20% points back for the first payment and then 10% for every other payment after. So you log into World of Tanks Blitz, you buy something from the store, and whatever that bundle costs, you will get 20% of that back on your Huawei App Gallery account that you can spend anything on in the game. So you will get that back. So of course, to do this, make sure that you click the links below. The UK link is in the description. Now, again, this runs until the 31st of the 1st, so you've only got a week. Why not? Just download Huawei App Gallery, download wotb from Huawei App Gallery, and then you can claim this coupon. So all the links that you need are in the description below. Back to the video. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at the Jagdpanzer E100, otherwise known as the Jaegeroo. Now, this is a very scary looking tank. I do admit it is a scary looking tank, but it's not the easiest of tanks to play. It's actually a very, very difficult tank to play. Of course, it is the German tank destroyer, the tier 10, that has the second highest alpha in the game. I struggle with this tank. Honestly, I know I've made videos before saying that I know this tank is good, but I really, really struggle with it. Now, what it does have is fantastic pen. In fact, the penetration is joint top, I believe, with the, I think the Object 268 standard. So it has an amazing penetration. So the whole armor is 200 millimeters. Now you've got to remember your hull, you've got that massive, massive weak point. Now what I like about this tank now is because it's basically a tank, an E100 tank destroyer, it has the same cheeks as the E100. That was also very, very weak, and the hull is very, very weak on the lower plate. Now Wargaming actually buffed the cheeks on both of these tanks. And to be honest, it was a much needed buff, and them cheeks are now super, super strong. They're not impenetrable. You can be penetrated through the cheeks, but you can angle now just a little bit, and it's enough to stop people penetrating you. And that is all this tank needed. Of course, you do have that lower plate, which is very weak, but you can hide that. You can easily hide that lower plate. You can't really hide your the cheeks either side of the gun. You can't really hide that. So that buff was an absolutely amazing buff from Wargaming's point of view. So the DPM 2,984. So pretty solid DPM considering we are running it with calibrated shells. Now, to be honest, you probably don't need to run it with calibrated shells. I am, but I would suggest not to. You do get 38 more pen, which makes your heat go up past the 400 mark. I mean, you don't need 400 pen in my opinion. So I personally, that is my preference. Whatever preference is yours, like you run whatever you like. If you want the DPM or if you want the pen, it is totally up to you. So with the rammer, you can get 3,200 DPM, which for a tank like this, with that massive alpha, is really, really good. The reload time is 15 seconds. You've got 299 standard AP pen and 380 on your heat and 85 on your HE. So pretty decent pen, as I have already stated. The alpha, you've got 800 alpha on your AP. Now this is the second highest alpha in the game, but the next update, as we now know, the Foch 155 is also going to have the 800 alpha. So that is going to be very, very interesting. You've got 680 on your heat and a nice 1200 on your HE. Aim time, again, for what it is not bad at 3.8, and the same as the gun dispersion at 0.344. You do only have 6 degrees of gun depression, and your top speed is only 30 kilometers per hour. So yeah, I mean, it is a solid tank, and I've always stated that it is a solid tank. So we're just going to get into some games. I mean, I do quite bad. I'm not going to lie. I do quite bad in this tank. But again, it's all about positioning. If you come out in the open like we are sort of here, if a tank comes in front, then you're not going to get that bounce because they can just aim at your lower plate. That there was a shocking shot from me. But again, if you angle like this on a corner, then you will bounce quite a lot of shots now. But even when you used to angle, your cheeks used to be still really, really weak. But nowadays, now Wargaming have buffed the cheeks. It is a lot stronger and a lot more difficult to pen. There's the second brilliant shot of mine. But you know, it is what it is. We are playing like a mega noob at the moment, but we still bounced 1250, and that is basically, I'm not showing you that the damage that this can do. We know the damage that it can do, and put it in the right position, you could do a lot of damage. We really want to show you the armor profile because that is what this tank is all about now, and of course the alpha. And again, if you can angle this like we are now, then it is an extremely difficult tank to pen. But if we go like that, again, we do get a bounce. I mean, that Yo isn't the best of players, and if he would just wait, then he would be able to penetrate me. But just from this guy alone, then we bounced 2,100 damage. Now, I need to start hitting my shots. I'm not going to lie. I need to start hitting my shots because that's 3 shots that I have just absolutely wasted. Now, the Kranvagen is only on 65 HP there. He's not looking, so we do come, and again, we do manage to get the bounce. What a shot. What a shot. That is the shot of the century. But as you can see, when you are stopped, when you're stationary, it does become a lot easier pen. They can penetrate you very, very easy. But, you know, we are now on 700 damage. We do get shot from the Death Star there, but we are going to be able to take care of him very, very easy. There's also a TVP there. I don't really care about all these tanks. I care about this guy. And as you can see, we are angled, and we are able to get that block damage. So we're on a massive 890 damage, but we have now bounced 3,200 damage. So, you know, we haven't done the best amount of damage. That shot there pretty much saved us, almost 2,000. You know, I can live with that because this game is all about the block damages, which is what I wanted to show you. So it is capable of getting that block damage, and also it is capable when you aim your shots. It is also capable of wait, I've got 2 bit. So it is also capable of doing the damage as well. So wait, did I just go on to the same game? I did. I just went on to the same game stupidly. So did I just unfavorite the other one? Oh no, here we go. I had 2 for some reason. So let's just do that, and then let's go on to this, because I think this is another one. I mean, again, I'm not going to play brilliant, and it's not about playing brilliant. And I've always admitted that I very rarely can play brilliant in this tank because I do struggle. Honestly, I do actually struggle. So we're going to go for the shot there. We do go for the HE. Now, I knew I couldn't pen, but I see he was moving. So by the time I would have changed ammo, I probably wouldn't have had that shot. And just look at the angle that we was getting at there. I'm trying to hide my lower plate as much as I can because that is the most important thing. You've got your cheeks that are pennable, but they are a lot stronger than your lower plate. So the first thing that you need to do is to try and hide the lower plate as much as possible. Once you know that you can master that and hide the lower plate, then you need to try and angle in a way that you can also angle your cheeks to make them become a lot stronger as well. So that, at the moment, it's 1 tank down. Now, I'm not in no rush here. I can see there's a Death Star over there, so if he pokes forward, I can get a nice juicy shot into him, and I'm just keeping this guy here. We've got, you know, just keep him there. I can get shots on the TDs if they push forward, but at this time I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And you can see coming in at an angle, I do get a bounce, but straight on, facing straight onto this guy, no problem for him to penetrate me whatsoever. Now, I want to get close to him now because I am a slow tank. And this guy's quite quick, so I want him to stay in front of me, in front of my gun, and I do manage to get the ammo rack there. But, you know, we blocked 800 damage, and again, we're not going to have the best of games, but this is just against one tank. I've took all of his hit points, 2,100 HP. We've managed to block 800, and now I'm going to come up and get a juicy shot into the back of this grill. A whopping 1,200 damage pushes my damage now up to 3.3, but we've done nothing. We've actually done nothing. But again, this is what this tank is capable. It's capable to do the damage. It's capable to get the block shots. But you do need to be very, very careful. So we're going to finish now. We're on 4K damage, and we're actually going to finish on a very, very nice shot. I mean, we got the Death Star here. He's going to come up against the FE. He does take him out, and we're going to see the smallest of his tank, and we do manage to take him out. So 4.2k damage. Again, we get the 800 damage block damage, and yeah, this was what this tank is capable. It's the second highest alpha gun in the game. And played correctly, it is an enjoyable tank to play. You can get some ammo racks with this tank. But yeah, you just need to play it very, very safely. You know, I wouldn't play it mega front line, like at the top. Maybe second line to sort of at the back. But however you play it, you always have to remember to hide that lower plate. Because if you don't, you are just going to get wrecked. So for now, hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Goodbye.